All right. All right. Black Power is the General Seti, and I'm black at y'all ass again with this real fucking talk. Y'all know what it is. Patreon, General Seti for that exclusive Seti that you just can't get on YouTube. Taking it up a notch, got the live stream. You know what I'm saying? Got that raw, unadulterated General Seti videos and lectures. Go check me out. You got a lot of free things that I give out on my Patreon that you just can't get on YouTube. KingSeti.com online marketplace. Get fresh with Seti. Got the t-shirts, got the hoodies. I even got aprons for you nigga. When you want to, you get out there and get your vegetables and shit. Barbecue your vegetables. Got aprons for you. Got comedic jewelry, African jewelry, official Sarasun Seti DVDs. You know what it is. When we can't get it on Patreon, we can't get it on goddamn YouTube. You know what it is. We take it to generalseti.com, Seti University, everything the general from down through the years, that wisdom of the ages. You just got to have it. Over 500 videos and 500 more to go. So most definitely go over there, become a member of generalseti.com, Seti University, and start your education today. All right, family. Today we're going to be dealing with something very powerful. You know, a lot of people can't go here because they don't even know to go here. You see what I'm saying? But in here, is the mysteries of the ages. You see what I'm saying? We're dealing with the golden fleece, Jason, and the Argonauts. See, this is, you got to be a very serious student of mythology to even know what this is about. You see what I'm saying? You got to be a very serious student of mythology. And when you study the Greeks, you know what I'm saying, you will understand that, the Greeks praise the Egyptians in so many ways. And every philosopher, so-called philosopher, who never existed at no time, just made up fictional stories, but to get any type of validity. You understand? Don't give a goddamn where it is, whether it's Greek mythology, psychology, whether it's the Hebrew Bible, whether it's Islam, whether it's this, that, or the third. They always get some type of validity by connecting themselves to ancient Egypt. I don't give a goddamn what it is. You even got motherfucking beast over here, Joseph Smith. Say he started the Mormon. Say he found some goddamn tablets and shit, some goddamn scroll. You understand? Of Abraham, written in some goddamn proto-Egyptian or whatever the fuck they say. You know what I'm saying? So this is how you get validity. You know what I'm saying? One way or another. You got to say somehow you connected to ancient Egypt, and that shows the power of ancient Egypt. Now, if you know the story of Jason, Jason was put on a quest. He was put on a quest ultimately to try to retrieve what was considered to the Greeks, their Ark of Covenant, which was the golden fleece. And it was the fleece, it's a ram's fleece, okay? It's a ram's fleece. And whoever, was able to, gain possession of this fleece somehow was undefeatable. You see what I'm saying? And that's just like the Ark of Covenant. When the Jews took the Ark of Covenant into war, you understand what I'm saying? It was they ultimate weapon. You understand what I'm saying? To defeat any other people. You see what I'm saying? So the golden fleece was in respect the same thing. And so even when you look there and you look at the Ark of Covenant and you see the two angels, you understand, with their wings touching, and you could go right back to ancient Egypt and look at just many different forms where you see it, whether, Isis and Nebhet, wings is touching. You can go to the sarcophagus, the burial sarcophagus of Tutankhamun, and you will see the goddesses with their wing on each corner, and and their wings is touching it, they the guardian angels of Tutankhamun in his burial. And so, you see this, how they, and if you never seen the original, then you won't know that it was taken. You understand what I'm saying? But as you go off into Greek mythology, psychology, and you could go read Stolen Legacy, which is a classic of classics, and show you how all the Greek philosophers, this, that, and the third, we understand according to their own particular writings that they had some type of training with the Egyptians, which was not true. But this was only stories to somehow give the Greeks validity. You understand what I'm saying? Some say they studied in Egypt for so long, but you know what I'm saying? And this, that, and the third. But there's no record, ever of any Plato, Socrates, or none of that, ever. You understand? Documented by the Egyptians. You can't even find any scrolls or scriptures or books from the time in which these people say they live. And so these are just fictional stories, but again, it just shows you that, it's the necessity to be connected to Egypt. You understand? To get this validity. Now, as Jason is put on this quest, he's going to different areas in the Greek world. He is like some damn Sinbad shit where he got trials and shit. He goes, he fights the Minotaur and, all this on his way to retrieve the golden fleece. He fights the Cyclops. You understand what I'm saying? He fights and kills the Cyclops. I even think he had a fight with the Harpies, and each area that he went to, he had some type of trial before he even gets to the fleece. Okay? Now, what's key and what we got to understand, the nation in which he has to go and retrieve the fleece, the golden fleece of the ram, the sacred ram of Greek mythology, is in a nation called Colchis, 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 okay? And you call them Colochians, okay? Now, what's key, hear me out, so that you understand this as I lay this out for you. Herodotus, regardless to whether he lived or not, whoever fabricated, you know what I'm saying, they played their hand. And they revealed some things which we had already known. You understand what I'm saying? That Herodotus, supposedly, the Greek father of history, who was supposedly the first European to become a historian, in the sense of, going to do research and recording, going into different nations around the world, recording what he saw, this, that, and the third. Okay? And he goes to Colossus. Now, if y'all don't know what Colossus is, today it would be Georgia, not Georgia, United States, but Georgia, over where Russia is, right up under Russia, right a little bit above Turkey. And I'm going to get that, let me get that on in there for you, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Let me get that on in there. Let's go on and break this down. See, we don't play no games over here. You understand what I'm saying? I take your ass where you never, and then, you can go back and watch the movie. Ain't nothing wrong with going back and watching the movie. You see what I'm saying? So you see, this is the Black Sea. You see what I'm saying? And you see right there, Colchis. Okay? And so if you just look, this is Turkey. And if you look right on the other side of the Mediterranean would be Egypt. You see what I'm saying? So, in ancient times, this was a part of the ancient Egyptian empire. You understand? It far exceeded what they want to show you on many of these maps when they show you the ancient Egyptian empire. Now, this is what Herodotus, now we're going to talk about it, okay? Now, it says Colossians Egyptians. I got this off the internet. You can go look it up, and I want you to do that. All you have to do is put in Herodotus, histories, and then you could put in Colossians, and something is gonna pop up on the Google. Go do your research. And this is what Herodotus states about the Colossians. He says, it says, an ancient region on the Black Sea south of the Caucasus Mountains, today's South Russia. It was the site of Jason's legendary quest for the Golden Fleece. And this is it. I'm going to jump right back up there. This is him on his quest for the Golden Fleece. And as you can see, it's the ram. It's the sacred ram. And we understand that the ram was also sacred in ancient Egypt. Okay, it was sacred to two deities. It was sacred to Amen, who was the supreme deity of Egypt in the New Kingdom. And it was also sacred to Khnum, who was the creator deity of Africans. You got Ptah, who was the cosmic creator. And then you had Khnum, who was the creator of African people. You see what I'm saying? So you had Amen and you also had Khnum, whom the ram was sacred to in ancient Egypt. So as we move back up here, it says it was the site of Jason's legendary quest for the Golden Fleece. Now listen to this. In book 2, giving you the book, this is history. This is Herodotus. So if you want to go look it up, chapter 104 of his history, Herodotus says, I believe the Colchians are the same as the Egyptians because like them, they have black skin and woolly hair. Now, that's why Herodotus couldn't get on the team. If you talk about all the philosophers and shit, this, that, they the originators of calculus, they the originators of geometry, they astronomy and all of that. But when it came to history, they didn't want to put Herodotus on the team. They left him off because, Herodotus said some things that just totally went against what, the modern Caucasoid want to project to the world about ancient Egypt. Okay? Now this right here is a summary of what he said, because he says, I believe the Colossians are the same as the Egyptians and Ethiopians. He didn't just say Egyptians. He said Egyptians and Ethiopians. And he said, because like them, they have black skin and woolly hair. But after that, he said, so do many other countries. But particularly because the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, and the Colchians have been practicing circumcision since the beginning of time. And so he even threw that aspect of culture in there, the fact that they practice circumcision. Now you look at culture, you understand, that became, in the biblical sense, what they call Phoenicia. Phoenicia. And so you see when, you hear in the Bible where the Israelites got a lot of, their language is from Phoenicia, okay, which ain't nothing but Egyptian. See, that's a word that they done created. You understand? To keep them saying Ethiopian and Egyptian because they don't want you to know how vast the empire was. Now, another thing, in an occult understanding, and I'm gonna jump right in, and a lot of people won't understand this until, they get this beginning information. You see what I'm saying? You get the drink that they call what? A Black Russian. You see what I'm saying? A Black Russian. And so motherfuckers think that it's just a drink. You understand what I'm saying? They don't understand that it also relates to the Colochian, because you got to understand Colochian at one time, when you talk about Georgia, Georgia is a breakaway state from what they call the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union included Russia and a lot a lot of the other little Soviet nations that's around there at this time, even Ukraine and Lithuania and, you know what I'm saying, Georgia and all of them, they used to be a part of the Soviet Union. So today, you know what I'm saying, you know, with the fall of the Soviet Union and breaking away, you know, they've become their own separate state. But at one time, what you call Kolosia, which is Georgia, today was a part of Russia. And so when people hear this, the Black Russian, they think that it's somehow that's just some goddamn drink. And it's not just a drink. And so you see right here, again, you seeing what? You seeing the golden fleece, you seeing the ram. And now when you come down here, who do you see right there? You see, now that's Canoon, and then you see right there, you see Amen. You see, this is at the temple of Karnak. Now I even got, let me go and throw that. I love teaching in real time. Let me bring this up. I'll show you the general over there. Yes, I will. And if it don't take me long to get in there and get it, you know what I'm saying? But you know what you're seeing right there is the temple of Karnak. Somebody asked me what pharaoh that is. And like I said, you know, many pharaohs and queens added to the temple of Karnak. You had Queen Hatshepsut. She added many, you know, aspects to, and it kept growing over a 300-400 year period. And I believe that many of those rams, you know, the what you call not a colonnade, but it's a row of sphinx. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they just go on right in front of the temple. And matter of fact, even in the temple, in the first court of the Karnak temple, you see a lot of these rams. And so because the temple is sacred to the god Amen, okay, it's sacred to, and that's why you see, let me see if I got that. Let me see if I got that picture where I was right there in front of the ram. Let's see. Like teaching in real time. There you go. Bingo. Bingo. There it is. There it is. I don't play. I go right there. And so you see right there the general, right there. That probably was I don't even know what year that was. That looked like something that might have been, that was probably 2004. You know what I'm saying? That I was there in that particular picture. That was 2004. Right there, you understand, at the sacred temple of Karnak. You see what I'm saying? You know, giving homage to all the gods of Africa. And so you see that the golden ram also reflects the worship of not just Amen, but Amen Ra. Because you see the ram and you see the sun. And so, you know, that's why gold was used so heavy in ancient, because it is symbolic of solar spirituality. It's an eternal substance too, an eternal material. You know, because you could clean gold. I don't give a goddamn how old it is. You understand? All you had to do is polish it off. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna come right back. And so you see here, you know, in the story, you know, where they trying to steal our history because they don't know goddamn that we know better now. You know what I'm saying? And so you got some people, you know, that say that, you know, this was the area where the Noah's Ark, and, you know, some people try to take Eden out of Africa because they needed to be over there in that region. And you see right there the Caucasus Mountains. And so whoever, you know, whatever felonious, you know, character that put this together, you know, Felon, you can see Kush and you can see Gihon, and, you know, these is rivers in Ethiopia inside of Africa. They removed it. You understand? And that just show you how fictional it is. You see what I'm saying? Because We didn't just make it up. You understand? We went and got your pappy. We went and got Herodotus. It wasn't nothing that I said. It wasn't nothing that Seti said. We went and got the documentation of Herodotus, who said that, Coke is it, and even in the biblical sense, like I say, I don't believe, too much of nothing in there, but they do play their hands in many ways because they document that, number one, the area that they call Israel was once populated by a people called the Canaanites. Yes, we understand that the Canaanites are mythological, that they just don't want to say that they was Ethiopians and that they was Egyptian, so they'll make up a fabricated story and say, oh, these are the Canaanites. But they do stress the fact that, Canaan was the brother of Egypt and was the brother of Ethiopia. Okay, and they did say that. And so they can, they wish they hadn't said it, but they did say it. And say that, and so if Ethiopia means burnt face, the only person that could be the brother of a man who's burnt face is another man who's also burnt face. You understand what I'm saying? And that's key that we understand that. You know what I'm saying? So when we think about, the extent of African supremacy, you know what I'm saying, on this planet, you got to quit letting these people count your pockets and give you numbers and shit. You understand? These many niggas got the Rona. You understand? These many niggas broke in America. This is how many Africans are in America. It's 30 million for the last goddamn 100 years. Niggas we're not populating at all. We stagnant. If you listen to these people, now they might have gave us 10 million, but if you let a person count your pockets, you're gonna always come up short. So you have when you doing your research, you have to go past the limitations of the Caucasoid, because you're gonna be skinny in your perception of your power and the extent of your legacy. You see what I'm saying? And so let me come down here so we can go even deeper. Now you see right here the Canoe. You see Canoe. We're going right back up to the Ram. Now you got Amen, but you got Canoe. You understand what I'm saying? And so we see this is also the Golden Ram. We just showed you right here. You see cover. This is the Golden Ram Canoe. This is the Golden Ram Amen. You see what I'm saying? And when you go in the Bible, it speaks in Isaiah 64 verse 8. But now, O Lord, thou art our Father. We are the clay, and thou art potter, and we are the work of thy hand. You understand what I'm saying? Now listen to me, man. We got to quit playing these games as if we don't see these things. You can see right there, long before Isaiah, long before any goddamn Moses or any Jacob or any goddamn Joshua or any of that. You see, these is the carving. And matter of fact, Khnum is a Nubian god. So, his story is even more ancient than many other deities. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, Khnum is older than Amen. You understand what I'm saying? He's older than Amen. You know what I'm saying? You see Khnum, deep in Nubia. That's where you see the broader worship of Khnum in Nubia. When you get down in Aswan and you get down, he got a temple on Elephantine Island in Aswan. And then when you get down and, and deeper into, Nubia and even down into Napata and Merowe and deep down there, you will see Khnum. You understand? Anubis and, the other Nubian gods that you don't necessarily see up, down north in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So Khnum is one of the older deities of ancient Egypt. And so you see him right there, and you see him, molding, man and the African woman on the potter's wheel. Okay? And so I've heard many times that Yahweh was referred to as a potter. and and you taking the clay and working the clay, and you know what I'm saying. And so we see it here, but this is not the only verse that gives mention of that. You see what I'm saying? So you see the Greeks, and let me be real with you. When you talk about these so-called Jews, a Jew ain't nothing but a Roman. A Jew ain't nothing but a Greek. That's all they is. That's why when you go off into it, you see so many similarity. Yes, they got some Egyptian, but yeah, them is they didn't take in some symbols, but they didn't all they also then intertwined that with a lot of that Greco-Roman, in the Persian and took from the Egyptian, but it ain't the same. Just because they took some symbols, it still ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to think it is exact, because if it was exactly alike, then they wouldn't have had to carve the African symbols out of the walls. They tweaked it to their own liking, and Africans, they offended by many of these people. Look at them as savages and barbarians, and never allowed for them to even come into Egypt until the conquest. You see what I'm saying? And so when we say, goddamn, it speaks in the Bible that Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians. Goddamn, we see all this damn similarities, and then the first thing I ask a motherfucker, I say, damn, if Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, what did he learn? And then we can't get no goddamn answers to nothing. You see what I'm saying? We can't get no answers to nothing of what he learned, even though we can see the goddamn stolen legacy right there before our eye. We can't never get no answer. You understand what I'm saying? When the Jews and shit say, oh Aaron, make us an image of God. He go and make the golden calf. Then they in there prostrating to the east. You understand what I'm saying? There's wait. Matter of fact, let me bring that up. There you go. Looking to the east, praying to the sun. We got that. Here it is. Ezekiel 8. And I'm going to throw that on in there. Here it is. I don't have to play no games with nobody. Let me see if I could just copy that and throw it in and see how it look for you. You understand what I'm saying? And you going to tell me, that he didn't take nothing? You didn't have nothing before you came in? Y'all motherfuckers was out there scooping up goat shit in the goddamn desert. You didn't have nothing. Didn't have a goddamn thing. And then, we asked you how you get all this. Where you get a book from? How the hell you even know how to make a book? Motherfucker can't tell you nothing. You understand what I'm saying? And then Moses was the first one supposedly had a book. God damn it, he wrote the first book, so they say, which is Genesis, which we know to be a lie. But then that right there is, backing up something very significant. Now, Ezekiel 8:16, it says what? Then he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house. Now, what is that? That's the temple that Solomon supposedly built in Jerusalem, where you go today and they say Temple Mount. Okay, it never was there. That's only mythology. But for the sake of argument, when they say Lord's house, they talking about the temple that Solomon built on Temple Mount. And so let me start again. Then he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the entrance to the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men with their backs to the temple of the Lord, their faces towards the east, and they were prostrating themselves eastward towards the sun. Okay, they was in there venerating the sun. And so it's so many gods and deities that, you need a teacher to show you that is without any doubt Egyptian. You're not going to tell me that you was in Egypt for no goddamn 400 years. So they say, but for argument's sake, let's take that, because we've been in America for over 400 years. And so that's like us being here for 400 years saying we don't know of the Constitution. We don't know the Declaration of Independence. Whether we read the motherfucker, we know of it. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you know, and stories about George Washington and goddamn Abraham Lincoln, stinking Lincoln, and all the rest of these damn slave masters. You see what I'm saying? How could you be? It's like you being here and you're saying you're gonna say that you've seen nothing at all. Even if you looked on the goddamn money, you're seeing the presidents. You know what I'm saying? You done seen some of whether it's the Lincoln Monument or on the penny, on the money. You gonna see, you understand what I'm saying? Many of you niggas been down there to the courtroom. You didn't went in there and you done seen some of the, you know, the Constitution or whatever, the state constitution, this, that, and the third. So you cannot be ignorant that you could be here for over 400 goddamn years in Egypt and not have taken some. You know what I'm saying? We even got the man language. You understand what I'm saying? How the fuck you gonna come in as a lesser people and not have even, you know, what did they speak? You understand? They had to speak Egyptian. If they stayed there for 400 years, they had to speak. How can you be in another land as a minority speaking your language? You ain't even got no language. You're a goddamn goat herder. You know, what kind of goddamn language you need and you pushing goats and camels through the goddamn desert. And so, you know, when I talk about the golden fleece, it was just easy to hit that point and move to the next point. Because when you're looking at the Greek, when you look at the Hebrew, you're looking at the Greek. When you're looking at Samson, you know, and I done did that many. Let me see if I. Hold on. I like teaching in real time. You see, here it is. Here it is right here. Now, I am, you know, I'm going to be, you know, showing some other thing, you know, but I want to show y'all this, you know. Matter of fact, let me go to the broad view so I can get going up in there and get that. They hiding your history all around you. You see what I'm saying? Now I already did the Eve and Eve and Pandora. You understand? Same. Even when you look at Adam and Eve, when they get put up out of the garden by the sun, and then the story of what's his name? Icarus. You understand what I'm saying? Flying too goddamn close to the sun and got his goddamn wings clipped. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see, show y'all the one with if it's in here. Because a picture is worth goddamn 1,000 words. It is. Let me see if I don't find it immediately. Usually when I'm hunting for some shit, I can get right to it. You know what? It might not necessarily be, and I'm not gonna look too long. But even here, when you talk about Moses and the brazen serpent, where he put the serpent on, and this is Asclepius. Okay, this is Asclepius. And so let me show y'all Moses, and they all got that from ancient Egypt. You understand what I'm saying? When you talk about the serpentine, the serpentine scepter of Tahuti, you understand what I'm saying? That you see right here. You see right here, Moses, the law stiller, and this is Tahuti, the law giver. And you see right there, you know, the two serpents upon the pole. And then here you come see Moses again with the serpent up on the pole. And even when you talk about, you know, in the garden, and you will see the serpent wrapped around the tree. You understand? Which is symbolic of of the pole. You understand what I'm saying? It's you need somebody to break. That's the same goddamn story. You see what I'm saying? So here you got Moses with the brazen serpent. Here's the original. This is the serpentine staff scepter of Tahuti. And you understand? And we already understand the serpentine. That means eternal wisdom. And there's many other, because it's, this is a complex study and it's just not no one meaning. That's why you got to show up all the time. So you see here, you see Escalapius. You see it down there, Escalapius. And then sometimes you even see old Serapis. No, what is it? So no, it might not be Serapis. It's another deity that got the serpent around the pope. So you see it here. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to continue to see this over and over and over in various cultures. You understand what I'm saying? As evident as it is, you can damn near go in each culture and see this, this symbol of this particular deity. Even when you go into the Naga, when you go into the Hindu Kush, when you see the serpent up on the pole over there, it's coming from the Nile Valley. It's the source of all understanding. That's why I don't follow other people in their madness. You understand what I'm saying? I don't follow other people in their madness because they teach you. They didn't have no teacher. You understand? I had many great teachers. And when you got many, the mind, and then they back it up with the heavy foundational research that cannot be disputed. You understand? You got to have more than one researcher. I don't just validate no shit on no one man, but I go to the top sphere of educators and intellectuals. I don't start at the bottom. I start at the top. I deal with the top intellectuals. And then, usually when I see something, I've got to have at least, before I even take it serious, I've got to see at least 3 top scholars, reference that and give me some. And then even when them 3 top scholars, I need references from them. You see what I'm saying? I get references from them, and then I go and do the research and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, this what led me down the path to be able to look and see these things, because my teachers gave me references of top scholars, and I'm a beast researcher. I don't believe shit for face value. You understand what I'm saying? I got to go do the research to back it up to see if what they saying is true. And many motherfuckers, I didn't crack their eggshell. They didn't have it, but then there was some that did, and they led me down some roads, and I followed for a second, and I did the research, and it panned out to be true. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why you got to know how to research. I mean, research every goddamn body. Don't motherfucker, just because we love our master teacher, but yet and still we have to, continue to research even them. You see what I'm saying? And so you see that here, this is when they went to plagiarizing. You see what I'm saying? Now, we talk about the Serapis. You know what I'm saying? Now, Serapis is when, the beast went in there and he demoted Osiris from the Holy Trinity. He removed Osiris from the Holy Trinity, and what he added was Serapis. This is not Serapis. It is Serapis, but this is Zeus Ammon. This is Zeus Ammon right here. You see what I'm saying? Because you see the horns there. You see what I'm saying? And so we understand. We just said that the ram is what? Sacred to Amen. So they call this right here Zeus Ammon. You see what I'm saying? The demon. Zeus the demon that then came into Africa trying to supplant the black god. And see, we got to understand all the deities of ancient Egypt is black. That's their sacred color. Now they got other colors, but that's a deeper meaning that is either reverting. If it's blue, reverting to the water, to the sky. If it's green, is reverting to the vegetation. You understand? If it's red, it could be reverting to the sun. But when you talking about the color of pure divinity in Egypt, is black. So whether it's Ptah, whether it's Amen, whether it's Osiris, whoever it is, you always see that black is when they showing the highest form of divinity will always be black. And so the Greeks was no goddamn different because when they, many of their deities, such as Diana, and even when you go in St. Peter, you see that ain't no Peter, that's Saturn. You understand what I'm saying? But you see that them statues is black. And they've been kissing on the goddamn feet till they didn't kiss the damn coloration up out of it. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look here and you see that, the Hebrews blow what? The ram horn because it's sacred to Amen. You see, this was something that they gotta, and now when you look at it, it's got duality principles, dual principles in that, because the one thing about Canoon's horn, by them being, you know what I'm saying, curvy, it gives the image of serpentine, a serpent. You see what I'm saying? So even though it's a ram, it also has serpentine properties. You see what I'm saying? And so you see right there, again, blowing the shofar, the ram's horn, the secret worship of Amen in the Hebrew religion. So we see it in Greece. We see it also in the Hebrew, who ain't nothing but a Greek. I'm sick of that. Ain't no goddamn Hebrew race or nothing. Them is Caucasians. You see what I'm saying? Them is the Jews that you see today are Caucasian, and there ain't no ancient Jew, but the people who lived in the land that you refer to as Jews in the Bible, those peoples was African. Okay? Those people was African. And so people they get that confused and shit. Yeah, they was black. Yeah, we know they was black, nigga, but they wasn't living like the people in that book. These was Egyptian. When you go into what they call Israel, and I got evidence of it, and I can throw that up for you. Matter of fact, I don't play no games. Let me go and throw a couple up for you right now, so you can see. So this is back to the Colossian thing up. You see what I'm saying? I need to back the Colossian thing up. You say that it was blacks up there. Okay, this is Nimrud. Now let me show you where Nimrud is. Let me show you where Nimrud is. Okay, which was Assyria, which was, we talking about supposedly the founder of these areas was Nimrod, who was, and we understand this is all allegorical. They need to control the narrative, but the fact that the Africans, Cushites in the land, they don't own that narrative. They trying to control, the narrative and fit it inside of their own particular belief system. But it does not exclude the fact that Africans did rule the land. Okay, so when let me get a map of Nimrud. This one don't particularly show Nimrud, and I want to show this. You know what I'm saying? I want to show this, but I'll throw these in here anyway, just so people can see. Let me get on down here. I'm back. Listen, I had so many goddamn lectures up that this motherfucker froze up. I'm back. I'm back. I'm black. That motherfucker froze up, family. Don't worry. It just froze up. That motherfucker froze up, but we black at him again. We black, don't go nowhere. We don't go nowhere. People like, God damn, what happened to Seti? I seen that, man. That motherfucker I gotta quit doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I get my lectures and shit. One of my lectures, that motherfucker close to 2 gigs. And I be sitting up here and I be thinking and shit. And I be looking for one goddamn picture. And I bring up another goddamn lecture. That motherfucker 2 gigs for one damn picture. And then I minimize that motherfucker. You look down there, it'll be goddamn, it'll be about it'll be about 10 damn lectures open at one damn time. And, I can see the motherfucker going slow. And then that motherfucker just give up. Okay, shit, it's still matter of fact, let me just quit this shit. Fuck this. I'm not going through this. I ain't going through this. Hell no. Hold on. Hold on. Let me start all over with that motherfucker. Straight up. Breaking these beats shit. They can't invent no damn technology. Okay. Okay, let me get it open. All right. We ain't long, family. We ain't long. We just gonna bring this up and get busy. You know what I'm saying? Let me go out like the beast I am. I ain't about to end it like that. No way. Okay, here we go. And so again, we were talking about Nimrod. And so when you're talking about, okay, I'll throw this on over here. Let me see. Let me share my thing. Let me share. I could deal with Black Babylon right here. Okay, we in the house. Okay, now you looking at, now this supposedly is, you talking about what was founded by Nimrod. You know what I'm saying? And we understand it's mythological, but that's all right. You understand when you go to this is in Susa, this is in Iran. You see what I'm saying? And they showed the Elamites. Now, the Elamites rule from Susa. You see what I'm saying? They rule from Susa. And you see them right there with black skin. And then you come over to Babylon, and you see the Babylonian also had dark skin. And you see the woolly hair that's in their head. These wasn't no goddamn straight head. These was woolly head Africans over there. You see what I'm saying? You can even look at the Ishtar Gate. You understand? Nebuchadnezzar, and we'll deal with that at a different time. And you see it ain't nothing but the pylon. You see what I'm saying? The Cushites. Okay, let me calm down. So this is Nimrod would even been, you see right there, Ashur right there. So Nimrod would have been maybe a little higher than that. You see what I'm saying? So when I show you these artifacts, you understand when I talk about coaches, you understand what I'm talking about. We got documented fact. You see what I'm saying? These are artifacts that they found in Iran. These are not in ancient Egypt. These is in Iran. You see what I'm saying? Here you again. You see right here the lotus. And you see the Kemetic style, even that, the necklace. You see the lion deity. You see what I'm saying? You see the sun dip. You see the lotus. You see the Nemesis crown. You see right there the Egyptian temple. You understand what I'm saying? Symbol of the Egyptian temple. Okay. Again, you see right there the winged sun disk. You see the crown of Upper and Lower Egypt. And you see right there, many times you'll see happy. You'll see the two deities tying, the stems of the lotus together, one holding each side to show the union of Upper and Lower Egypt. You see what I'm saying? So, I could go on and on to prove beyond any reasonable doubt that the Egyptians empire, because the evidence is there. You see what I'm saying? This is so when they talk about the Bible and that, see the thing what they don't find is that biblical shit. They don't find that. You see what I'm saying? This is what they find in the areas of Israel and in the area of Iran and Iraq and shit. This is what they find. And so they got munches. So this is again coming up out of that area. And so you see now the question becomes, if you can find the Egyptian evidence over there, why you can't find the goddamn the so-called biblical evidence? It should be just that goddamn easy to find. But you cannot find any of it because it don't goddamn exist. Let me go out like a bee supposed to go out now, family. Let me go out like a bee supposed to. And so when let me share this. Let me share this. We did this not too long ago when we showed Dodge. You see what I'm saying? And he's also a thief of, Egyptian culture. And what was his symbol? It was the ram. You see what I'm saying? Ram tough, because Amen was also a war deity. You see what I'm saying? He was also a war deity. He assumed the authority of Mantu, who was the Theban patron deity before Amen. You see what I'm saying? But of course, when a greater tribe come through and usurp, and that's what happened. The tribe of Amen, the clan of Amen became more powerful. And so you see right there the ram, you see how they clashes. And you also see the mountain. And I addressed that, the pyramid is a replica of the mountains that's in the heartland of Africa, in Central East Africa, around Ethiopia, around Uganda, Rwanda, or right around the Great Lakes region of the criminally renamed Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Malawi. All those areas in there is also volcanoes around there. And so when you understand pyramid, pyro, fire, house of fire, you'll understand that the pyramid is a replica of the volcanoes in East Africa, because the pyramid and the volcanoes, through scientific research, you understand what I'm saying, as an observation of the African, we see that the volcano have many characteristics of what we call creation: fire, earth, air, and water. Because you see volcanoes, more times than not right around water. You see the ring of fire in the Pacific, where you got majority of the volcanoes in the world. And so you understand when that lava come up, you understand what I'm saying? It punch through. You understand it? It come out, and and many times it's already, the volcano, some form of land. The volcano is symbolic of land. You see, when it hit that water, it cools, and that's how it make land. That lava, that fire come up, and it hit that water, it cools, and when it cools, that fire hit that, you see the steam. So with the fire, earth, which is the mountain itself, which they call the primeval mound, then you got the water and you got air. You got all the elements of creation in the volcano, which is symbolic of the pyramid. And so you see that the rams also exist in the mountain region. So you see that again is, you're dealing with altus or altar. Altus is the top. When you look up the word altus, it's the top. So the heartland of Africa is the altus. It's the altar of Africa. And you see that the ram exists in that area of the highlands. And so Amen, when you see the symbolisms of the ram sacred to Amen and all the other deities, it's that sacred symbolisms of height. You understand what I'm saying? And being connected to the mountain, and also being a war deity. You see what I'm saying? Bringing that heat. You see Amen. Let me see. Let me get up out of that. I went into Serapis with that aspect, but I don't want to deal with those Serapis right now. Because Zeus Amen is a goddamn Serapis too. And you see right here, this is Osiris. You see Osiris here with the ram. You know what I'm saying? And those are the curvy. So that's Canoe. You see what I'm saying? That's Canoe. And so this is when the Ram of God, became the Lamb of God. You see right there with old Serapis, Jesus and shit. You see the Ram. They know what they're doing. They know the symbolisms in that. You don't know the symbolism. They stealing up out of Africa, stealing out, and we got to understand what it means to us, because these is our animal spirits. You understand what I'm saying? Many of these animals don't only exist in Africa, and they done came over there and stole our history, and we don't even know it. You understand? Because we ain't doing the geography. We ain't studying the zoo type. The zoo types alone is in great science, because it's the attributes of the animal that was deified. So when you think of the creator, anything that the creator touches, there's something divine in that if you study it. You understand what I'm saying? If it's sacred to the ancestors, you study it, you will find something that's of knowledge in that. You see what I'm saying? There's some knowledge in that if you study it. And so again, you see here, this is the old Zeus Amen. So again, when you talk about the ram in the ancient world, you understand it was first deified by the Africans. Okay, it was Moses, and then when you see that the ram was sacred to Amen, and you talking about at a time when Egypt was in its greatest, strength as far as the empire all over the planet. All of Europe belonged to the Ethiopians and Egyptians. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that all the continent of Europe belonged to the Africans. That's Africa long before, because when you're talking about, the northern Africa and Egypt at its heights, they ran the Mediterranean. Ain't no goddamn doubt about it. They ran the Mediterranean on both sides, not just one side, on both sides. Wasn't no Caucasoids down there yet. You see what I'm saying? So that land belonged to the African race. And so all that Turkey and this, that, all the way to the goddamn, I'm talking about past China. Fuck China. That, we talking about going into the Pacific. That's why you see the boomerang in ancient Egypt is in damn Australia. A lot of people assume that the boomerang belonged to the Australia. You can go down to ancient Egypt and see the boomerang in the artifact, and we talk about thousands of them, tens of thousands of them. You understand? They use it to hunt fowl and animals and shit. Birds and shit, they'll knock them motherfuckers out the sky with them damn, with them boomerangs. And you know what I'm saying? So they was using weapons, many times. And so, family, we dealt with it, dealing with the golden fleece, but just to show the divinity of the ram and what it meant to Amen and to Khnum, the great Nubian god. And we must state that. Now look at this, and I'm about to go out. Now, see, they put this shit on some goddamn GQ shit. You see what I'm saying? But if I didn't get, you wouldn't like, what the fuck is this? See, they playing that role. You understand? That's Zeus Armin right there. They playing that role. And you can see here, and when they flip it, this is where you get Pan and you get the Baphomet and so on and so when they do it, you see the conversion of it, because we are diametric opposite. We never think alike. You see what I'm saying? And you can see he got enough sugar in his goddamn tank. You know what I'm saying? You already see it. You know what I'm saying? You see it right there. And so, family, we cannot assume just because that is the same. It's never the same. It's a perverted conquest of African symbols, and we have to understand it from our perspective. You understand what I'm saying? So we can shine the light on the demonology that's out there being taught to us as history. You understand what I'm saying? And I want to end on this to let family know. You know what I'm saying? I side with the royal family all the time. I don't work with beasts. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm saying this. I don't work with beasts. I don't want to, commune or talk to no beasts unless we in a debate. You see what I'm saying? I have no faith in any type of black race and Caucasoid race having any type of, where we could come together in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? I believe in total separation of the races. You understand? I believe that that's the only answer for our people. And I don't want nobody to be confused about that. You see what I'm saying? And I state this and I'm going to end on this. You understand what I'm saying? You have to understand the nature of a thing. That show me where your knowledge at. You have to understand the nature, just like the ancestors took the animal and they deified it for the principle, the nature of that thing. They took the plants and they deified them and gave supreme homage because they understood the nature of a thing. When you understand your herbs, you understand your stones, and you understand the properties of that herb or them stone, that's the nature of it. And the nature of a thing is the pre-coded definition that was given unto it by creation. Not you, not me. Okay, it's not an emotional understanding. It's a scientific understanding that cannot be disputed. So when you understand the nature of things, you understand what? You understand the possibilities, you understand the probabilities, and you understand the impossibilities. Okay? Now, you're not going to tell me you understand the nature of this thing that we call the beast and say we can work. Because we cannot work if you understand the name. Now, if you want to play an emotional card, or you want to play a deceptive card, okay? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Some people, but I have to state it. You understand? Because I'm standing on a divine legacy here. You know what I'm saying? That was handed down unto me. Okay? That was handed on down to me. And so when I accept the mantle, I got to carry this mantle because, and I have to hold it in dignity and understand that so many that came before me gave their life and so much of their energy that I have this mantle today. You know what I'm saying? And I would never let my ancestors down. I would never let those great scholars and leaders that came before me, I would never let them down. So I must state that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no confusion. I must state that. You know what I'm saying? And so, family, I'm up out of here. I'll do it for the family. That's it. If I hurt some goddamn feelings, then they need to be hurt. They need to goddamn be hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody Me, you, somebody got to hold the line. Remember, Collie? Somebody got to hold the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Collie, motherfucker, you ain't coming across the line. Nigga, we could be on the 1 yard line, nigga. We in the trench, nigga. We cracking anything that come across the line. That's what we do. We hold the line. So even if we on the 1st yard, motherfucker, you not bringing it in. You cannot bring it in because you got these Lion Kings down here on this damn line. And so that's what I state, and that's for, and we have to do this because we hold the mantle today, for the, my teachers is your teachers. And we know this. We won in that sense. And so we got to make sure that our babies get this information unequivocally. We don't need no cut, nigga. If it's too much for you to hold, then back the fuck up, dog. Do what you need to do. Stay that because it needs to be stated in this day and time. This is the general, y'all. Get with me. GeneralSeti.com, Seti University, KingSeti.com, online marketplace. I'm just getting warmed up, family. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just getting warmed up. You stay with me, it won't be long. Y'all gonna say, God damn, if you think the general is, man, y'all ain't seen shit yet. And also get with me, Patreon, General Sarasu Seti. Fuck with me, nigga, because when you do that, you fucking with the best. All right. Hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beats daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black Pop.